Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 3 of this playthrough of The Witness. In our last episode we explored the apple blossom forest and we also discovered a new rule. I'm calling that one rule number 3, where we found a way to separate black squares and white squares on panels. Today I want to take you to a new area that we can find here through these cliffs, and that brings us to this building by the water. And here we'll find another set of panels that has its own set of rules, where we now have a mirror line, or at least in this puzzle we have a mirror line that mirrors a left and a right side when we move through the panel. So this time I started from the left side, but I could also start from the point on the right side and do the same. And it doesn't really matter what shape I make here, I just have to get from start to end on both sides. And we are welcomed in what looks like a museum, or a small museum at least, perhaps an artist's workshop, with these colored vases. And we see there's a cable running out of this building. From here to this large block in the middle, perhaps a centrifuge or an oven. And the line runs to this side to this panel. But to activate this panel, we have another cable that runs over here, then a cable that runs to the back, and that brings us to what looks like a storage area for sand, with a little sand castle here. Cute little Easter egg. And first, one of the panels that we have to solve. So this time our route is kind of blocked, and we have to make sure that both sides of the puzzle get to the end point. Here we see that now there are also lines missing, but they are different on the right and the left side. So we now have to find a path that will get us to the end on both the left side and the right side. So here, not difficult yet, but they will get gradually harder and harder. Okay. What if I go outside? I cannot go down, and I cannot go up because of the right side. So going left is not an option. Is going up an option? No, because on the right side here, there's this part that is blocked off. So only down is a possible solution. I cannot go up because of the right side. I go left. I cannot go up now because of the left side. And let's see, how can I get there? Like this. Okay, so this one has 4 possible starting points, but 2 of them are blocked off by this this little rail spike that holds the panel in place. So we cannot start from this and this starting point. So it could be that I'm not starting in the right spot. But this one seems to get there. And this panel here opens up. And we get a beautiful sight of the ocean right here. Little buoy in the middle. These pillars with the perfect reflection of the water. And a little panel over here with a cable, but that is not active yet. So perhaps we have to solve another puzzle in order to get to that cable there, or get that cable active. Now our line here has lit up. And we now get a second set of puzzles that it is also mirrored, but instead of a mirror line, it has a mirror point in the middle. So for those not familiar with how mirroring works, say you're in your bathroom and you're looking in the mirror, then the top of your head is on top and your feet are below. And if you look in your reflection, your head will also be on top and your feet below. But what if the mirror was a sphere instead of a flat surface? In that case, you would see your feet on the top in your reflection and you would see your head on the bottom in the reflection. And that's how point mirroring works. So every line is mirrored through one point in the middle. So if I'm here and I go up, you'll see that this corner and this corner are mirrored exactly through the center. So at the start, easy puzzle. Okay, immediately I get stuck here. I cannot go to the right and I cannot go up. So I have to start going to the right this time. And I have to snake them around each other or one another like this. Now this cable has lit up to the other side. Okay, let's eliminate a few possibilities. And I think I can solve it like this. And we see that our panels here have somehow been affected by heat and have started to droop down. So perhaps this is an oven of some kind, because I also see this heavy door on the other side. I see pokers here to poke the fire perhaps, or maybe these have been melted in the oven like a furnace. And let me start from the right, top right now. Okay, so I see that I cannot go to the left because I get stuck on the area there on the left side. So I have to go this way. Again, I cannot go up because there's another dead end here. Let's see if I can get to the middle. Yeah. And I immediately noticed that this solution that I had for the first puzzle is exactly the same as for the second puzzle. So perhaps there is a common solution for all of these. Let me test that theory out. I go down 2, I go left 2. So I'm starting from top right. Can I go down 2, snake 1 to the middle, down, and to the right? Yeah, okay. So all 3 panels here have the exact same solution, even though the layout is a bit different. But so they give the same conclusion. See, has that panel in the back activated? No, it hasn't. Let me see if I can see the cable. So not really, but this one that leads outside is now activated. Now before I go that way, I want to check one thing out up here. I see those ladders on the door, on the ceiling, I mean, and I want to see if I can get to that by going around these cliffs. And it seems like I can get on the roof like this. Let's check down here first. Oh, and we have a little panel here. Again with the orange triangle, but now there's 2 triangles. So I did see a panel like this, gray with the 2 or with an orange triangle on it behind the hidden door. When I snaked around the castle wall. So let me see if I can solve this. Yeah, okay. Now we'll get to the rule why this was the case later on. Let me screenshot this one as well, so I can explain it later when we learn the rule. So let me check this way as well, because I believe there was some sort of environmental puzzle here. These vases. See if I can line them up. So I haven't quite lined it up. But you can see now this yellow vase continues on into the door frame and makes a puzzle like that. But I don't have it quite correct. So do I have to stand up there perhaps? Or is it from the left? So it seems like this would be the right angle, but I need to be, I don't know, lower a little bit, perhaps standing on that rock. So I'm going to try and get there. Run around. Then get up here. Can I get to the top of these? Maybe I was in the right spot then. So I get stuck here on this black piece of the railing. So sometimes these are a little bit hard to line up. Maybe from this window. No? How about down in the workshop? From up here somewhere. Let's see. What if I just stand closer? Perhaps like this. Yeah, that looks a lot more like it. But then I don't have that circle. So I'm trying to find the right perspective. So it does seem like up there is the place to do this, especially since this has the same motif as the vase. Okay, a little stumped then where to go. Let me try one more time. So there will be a bit of trial and error through this playthrough, even though I've played it before. I've not solved all of the puzzles. So I might need a few extra tries to get there. And especially since the thing activated when I'm here, that must be a sign that I'm close to it. But the farther back I go, I cannot click anymore. Like right here, I can no longer click it. Perhaps I'm missing a part here. I'm going to take a screenshot and I'll come back to this later when I have some inspiration on how to solve this. I'll think it over in between the episodes. Now let's see where that green cable here leads to. So the cable we have activated. And it leads to this door. Where we're now combining, or we're reusing rule number 2 about the hexagons. So only way to go is right, this way, around, and to the right. Okay, so again, there's 2 latches over this puzzle for the door. So we'll have to continue this way. We see more panels. And let's see if we can follow the cable and find a panel that is active. So again, we have a mirrored puzzle, but this time combined with the hexagons. Oh, I think I've already gotten myself stuck. This one again is point mirrored. Let's see. Okay. So we also have a cable running down there, but it looks like it's not active yet. Now we see a blue and yellow path. So again, this is a superposition of the previous puzzle we just did. There was either a mirror line or a mirror point, and then the hexagons we had to pass through. This time, wherever we click is a blue circle. So this time I'm clicking on the right. This time I'm clicking on the left, and you see that the blue and yellow switch around whenever I do that. So where I click is a blue line that appears, and a blue line has to go through blue hexagons, same with yellow. Okay, so we have point, mirroring, then we also have black ones, so it doesn't matter which color goes through those. So it could be either blue or yellow. Okay, so here I have to go that way. Then I have to go up, but then I already missed a yellow one there. So let me go back this way. How do I do this? Perhaps come back. Yeah, like this. Okay, and now a blue and yellow line have activated. So panel down there is still dead. Back there as well. So let's go this way and see if I can get down here. So this path is still closed. Yeah. And these panels have now activated. Oh, you can see the yellow color is now fading. Okay, 2 possible starting points. But only 1 endpoint, so I believe this one. I'm not sure if it's an option. Perhaps just like this, yeah. Okay, then we have line mirroring again. And then here I don't see the yellow line at all anymore. So I think I can test out if I go this way, I'm missing that point. So that tells me that it's not line mirroring, because that would mean that if I went this way, it would also cross the yellow dot here. So that means that it's point mirrored. So then I have to go this way. So that means that point mirrored against middle point here. This one goes up, down, over, and to the end. So even though the yellow path is not shown, it goes like this. Again, point mirroring here. So I have to get the yellow dot up there, which I do this way by crossing this line. Then I go here. I think I can go like this. So where does my yellow path go? It starts here, goes down, left, down 2, and then I go this way. So that's mirrored from there. And then the last one, I'm drawing blue, but I only have yellow points. So assuming it is point mirroring again, I now have here the yellow top right. I now have the yellow in the middle. And then here is the one on the left side. So to show you where the path goes here, it goes to the right, down, left, down, left. Okay. See our cables run up on the trees there. See where they went. So they have now activated this door. Okay, pretty easy puzzle. Now I also see that the panel down there has activated. And one, again, mind-blowing thing. We now see here that furnace that we were at before, the oven, and the line that goes all the way to the chimney up on the building. And if I'm correct, not only that, but if we can find the way down here, you'll also see that not only is there one going up from the furnace, there is also a reflection in the water that you can only activate from this vantage point. So there's two puzzles here, each from its own perspective point, its own vantage point. Let's do the panels up top first. Okay, so I have a puzzle here with yellow hexagons. And if I remember correctly, the puzzle is now mirrored on the panels on the opposite side. So it's the exact same puzzle, but this time without dots, and you have to remember what the path is that you took. And I'm not very good at memorizing, but I believe, if I'm correct, it went something like this. If I mirror it, yeah, then I can solve this one. Okay, which way to go? So I think I have to go up first, because otherwise I can never get to that one. Okay. Then trying to get this the same. So again, mirror the one opposite. And then here we have 4 starting points, but a node like this with 3 paths or with 2 paths that have a hexagon in the middle, you can always eliminate, because you can never go end to the top and to the bottom, or here top and left. So these 3 we can all eliminate. So that means I have to go this way, I have to go this way. Means I can only follow down, over, and down. Perhaps I can make, no, I was gonna say I can make it easier on myself if I make it symmetric, or point symmetric, but I can't. So my recording software OBS just crashed. I was already 10 minutes further into the game. So I loaded back to the same place, or went back to the same place, but unfortunately I had already revealed one of the secrets, which is now not recorded. So I solved this final panel, which activates this panel here. And if you activate this, the yellow box that is over here folds open, and this machine that you see here slowly lifts out of the box and then suddenly fires a laser into the distance. Now, where does this laser point? If we follow, it goes all the way to the mountain that we see in the background, that we've seen from the start of the game as well. And so this laser has now marked that we have completed this little area to activate the laser that shoots towards the mountain. And we'll see later on when we get to the mountain what this has done. Now, there also are a few more panels here that have activated while we were playing. I think it's this way. And in my recording that had crashed, I had already solved them, so the cable that you see is green all the way around, but I've undone the panels so that I can go through the puzzle together with you and explain. And I just want to mark there, we have this lady, a statue sitting on the rock there. Now, what is this panel about? We have an empty panel, this time with no hexagons, also no colors, but if we activate it, we do see that it is a mirrored panel, this time mirrored horizontally. Now, what is the rule here? If I do this, nothing happens. If I take another path here, nothing happens. So it's not just get from the start to the end. That would be too easy. But if I do this, the puzzle completes. And I'll give you a few seconds to figure out what happened here. I traced the rocks that are standing in the water and traced their edge with the line. And this mirror line that we have in the middle here is in this case the water. So it is a perfect mirror here in the middle, a perfect mirror line, because that's the water line that is now reflecting these pillars on the other side. And so you can see that by tracing these rocks, I have now completed this puzzle. So let's go on to the next one. And if I click on the panel, it focuses. But now what do I do on the left side here? I have a tree in the way, but I can still see the reflection. Now here on the right, I cannot see the reflection, but I can see the original rock that is poking out of the water. So here, I'll look at the reflection at the bottom and go all the way to the top. Then have this small rock, a rock that is 2 tiles high, or 1.5 rather, and then one back all the way to the top. So now we can see we've followed the reflection, then we followed the ones on the top. next up here, if I click on the panel and focus it, the only thing we see is this little rock here in the middle. So it could be something like this, but that's not the solution. So the game is now teaching me, hey, maybe you can look around and there's perhaps other things that could be the solution. For example, could be these little wooden pillars that stick out of the water and the buoy. And perhaps this is 1 high, 2 high, 3 high, and then 1 high. So let's see. Yeah, 1, then 2, then 3, and back to 1. Also not it. What if I angle a little different? And I have these rocks in the background now. And what you can do is from any distance that you are from a panel, you can focus on it and start it. So I don't have to be this close and have it centered. I can walk backwards and just focus from a different place like this. And then I can solve the puzzle from a distance. There we go. Then we have this one. Now this one, bit strange. Here we have a reflection line that is now at the bottom. This rock is a little higher up, so they are no longer lined up so that the mirror line is no longer in the same place. But we can still trace what is the minimum distance that we need to have both the rock and the reflection in the solution. So here, for example, we see that we can look at the bottom one and we trace through the bottom instead of tracing from the top. And then I believe we have one panel here. And now we could be trying to line up these 4 stones, see how they fit. Can I get them in the middle? Quite hard to center. Perhaps like this. But then when I click, I cannot activate it. But this is a panel that is glass. So I can also stand on the other side. And now when I focus, a little hard to navigate. What do we see? In the background here, we don't have pillars in the water, but we have a perfect reflection of palm trees. Need to be a little farther away, I think. So I'm tracing now the top of the palm tree. See here? And this is the last of the panels. So even though you're looking for rocks again, this time it's just the palm trees that are the solution. Okay, so this should conclude the mirror puzzles. It's a bit unfortunate that my recording crashed just when I activated the laser, but we'll see that same animation again later on, because, little sneak preview, this is not the only laser on the island. So we'll see later on how this machine works when you finish a area or a puzzle area. So I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in another episode.